Yeah, I'm high as fuck. Dog up in my cup. That shit got me up. Look, now you can't hang. You can't fuck the fucking system. So my niggas, hey. Yeah, I'm high as fuck. Dog up in my cup. That shit got me up. Yeah, now you can't hang. You can't fuck the fucking system. So my niggas, hey. I said fuck the system, hey. Got a problem, boy. Stay. Niggas all up in my way. Virgin in my lane. Took off in that yo. Just did the race. All these niggas fake. All these bitches snake. All they want is cake. That's why I stay. Just get with your mate. Your bitch wanna fuck. I told her, wait a minute, man. I'm on the drug. Yeah, I'm high as fuck. Lock up in my camera, you can't hang. I'm high as fuck. Lock up in my camera, you can't hang. Hey, hey, my niggas, hey. She put me in my boots. Made it to the crew. She get the boot.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy, DJ Bro. This is AnnA's Global History Radio. Ann, are you in the building?
Yeah, I am. Yes.
Ann, are you in the building?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Shit. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Bro?
All right, give me a second real quick, Anna.
Okay. Yeah, check your settings.
Make it a little easier. Hold on here. Put this right. Oh. Put this on. Say something.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
No, now.
Okay, cool.
Where your picture at?
Oh, I better get one. Yeah, huh?
I'm like, what is going on? Not Anna. Anna's usually like ready to go.
I know, huh? Hey, well, you surprised me a little bit. I mean, I wasn't necessarily expecting it this early. So
yeah, I did come up on you and sneak up on you with this.
Yeah, it's okay.
You sure you good over there, Anna?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Poor cat. She got sat on by mistake because she was sitting under something, and then it's like I sort of threw something on the bed. She
Uh-oh.
was right there too. Oh, that's what happens when you get in the way of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're ready. What's up, everyone? Happy Sunday. What's up? You've been doing a bunch of DJing.
Oh yeah, man. Woo.
Yeah.
Got some more next week too.
Oh, yeah. Busy
Oh,
season, huh?
yeah, it's gonna get busy.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
weddings.
No, next week is a birthday. Then at the end of the month is Mosswood Park.
Where's
That's a
where's
park in Oakland, Mosswood Park, the one I do every year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Like the Mosswood basketballers, like the guys who used to play basketball over there all the time.
Yeah.
They do something every year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, watch out because Vallejo has been having a lot going on. Um
Vallejo has been crazy.
been hopping, huh? In good ways and bad ways.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a shootout last week, and then they didn't even catch the person, but it turned out I know the person whose home it was. And then I'm checking because then today a little kid was hit by a car at the park. So,
Like coming across the street or literally in the park.
at the park. No, I mean, it couldn't, he was probably like maybe
Okay.
crossing the
Well,
street.
yeah, you never know here. It could be something crazy.
Well, that's true. That
Some
is
car
true.
could have spent out and they could have went into the park and hey,
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a rat infestation in downtown
I
Vallejo.
saw that.
Yeah, and people are blaming it on the homeless. So,
It's the truth.
well, yeah, because they cleared that
Yeah,
encampment.
they cleared. It literally happened right after they cleared that area. So
Well, yeah, I mean, it sucks. It sucks for the businesses, and so so then you have people coming in talking about being humane and like, yeah, you can't have rats everywhere. You just can't.
people with the humane thing with rats is kind of funny to me.
No. Well, they're also worried about if you give the rat something poison, then other animals eat it.
Do you know how often that happens?
Never.
Like almost never.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean, if you have a big infestation, mice or rodent infestation, it's better to poison and get rid of as many as you can.
Yeah.
And then later on, when there's less of them, if you want to switch it out and go to snap traps to make it more friendly, then you can
Yeah.
do that. But and the point that they're in now, since they done moved that whole encampment, because they were there over there near the library
Yeah.
forever,
Yeah. Yeah.
so they're gonna have to. They're not gonna be able to do it with no traps. I can tell you that. They're gonna have to.
There's way
Boy,
too much for that.
that's too many. Yeah, it's just not gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're trying to deal with that. And then the Vallejo Navigation Center opened. So that's been supposed to happen for a while. And then a transitional housing called the Broadway Project is supposed to be opening soon. And I've basically been following that because people have been so mean toward the women that are managing the project, and it is just it was started it was it was began like 3 years ago, and there's only one person left that was part of that original team, so she gets all the blame, and I just hate that. So yeah, I've talked about that before. I've done some actions to show support for them, and then they're the assistant city managers. And then a new city manager was hired, and she's from Vallejo, which people are always saying they want, and she's a Black woman. And so the Vallejo Times Herald went back over her tweets. And okay, this, like, assistant city manager, I think that there's a lot of, when I lived in Seattle, I had no idea who held that position. I think there's a lot of cities where people have no idea who the assistant city manager is. I mean, it's a bureaucratic job. It's administrative. She's not an office holder. I mean, as far as she doesn't have any public responsibility to anyone. And her tweets were like, they were pretty much exactly like a lot of people I know. And we have a lot of friends in common, me and this lady. It's no surprise. But the fucking Times Herald wrote an article about it, and I wanted to just say something sarcastic to them, like, "What are you trying to be, Open Vallejo?" Because that's the paper that's good at finding scandals. I mean, it was just this. I mean, it was the sort of thing you say in tweets. You speak in kind of absolute terms, and yeah, I mean, it was nothing hateful or distasteful. I mean, tons of people I know post stuff just like that. So I posted on Facebook and tagged her, just saying, congratulations, Nalungo Conlon. People are really glad you're here, and I'm sorry that people are also being jerks. And I wrote the Vallejo Times Herald trying to address the issue, trying to point that out. And the editor kept he kept answering me with excuses. He wrote back saying, because I'd said, like, I'd addressed the reporter, and I said something like, what the hell, don't you have anything else to do? And so he wrote back saying, I assigned it to her, and not to blame her. And I was like, okay, I'll take her name out of it, because I certainly try not to single out people in public. I mean, unless they have really done something bad. But I sent her a private email saying, if you ever want to if you ever want to get quotes from Black folks, I'll help you, I'll connect you. Because she posted, she got comments about it from two different white guys who don't even live in Vallejo. So, and I'd met her at a Juneteenth commemoration event, and so she was asking me to say something, and I was like, go talk to. I was like pointing out to her who a whole lot of people were. I don't know how she got a job in how she popped up, but. So, I'm being constructive. I'm just trying to help with that. And what was weird was one of the people she quoted is an author named Adam Hochschild, who I just love. He's an amazing writer. He wrote King Leopold's Ghost, about the brutalization and takeover of Congo by King Leopold. And it was one of the books that was really formative to me so far, as learning about how colonization worked, how it happened, how it was fought. It was definitely one of those books that just showed a level of evil that I had not seen before. he also wrote a book called Breaking the Chains about the abolitionist movement in Great Britain. Great Britain outlawed slavery in the 18th century. And ever since then, they've been blowing their horn about outlawing outlawing slavery before the United States did it. So I'm like, okay, well, that is a pretty low bar, basically. But I mean, it's a fascinating book. He's a really good writer because stuff like that can be, he's really good at making history into a story, which is what you need to do for the most part for just like regular people. So I was so pleased to see him. I just thought it was great that he popped up in the Vallejo paper, except that it was about the tweets of the assistant city manager, which he has. I don't see the connection at all. But so first he said that he hadn't assigned it to, he'd assigned it and it wasn't her fault. And then I wrote back, I had written, what I always say is writing about race. She's writing about racism. That's not racist. I mean, you don't even need to get into like societal and all of that, which I just, just say she's right. And so he wrote back saying the tweets were racially charged. So anyway, after like a couple emails, I kind of I was like, okay, I mean, it will probably come up. I went to the meeting, the city council meeting, because the president of BWAPA, Black Women Organized for Political Action, had sent out a email asking people to come. So I did, because she's just an incredible person. But she didn't wind up reading. Somehow they were going to talk about it at the community forum, because BWAPA had written a letter to the city manager about it. And I mean, one of the reasons that I was extremely concerned is that Vallejo has a culture of bashing city staff, of extreme misogyny toward them. And now there's another woman holding that position who is a Black woman, so it is going to be racist as well. So, we're certainly keeping an eye on it. And yeah, stop being so fucking mean, people. and so okay, so that's been going on. 707 Vallejo 707 week was really awesome. I met some great people, and they were just showcasing everyone. And there was an event out at the winery. I didn't know who the rappers were, but it was just one of those really cool things that I didn't experience until I came to Vallejo, because it was at this winery out at Mare Island, so it's not a large space at all. It's not like you're at a concert at all. It's just like a community event with a stage and people rapping and like all these kids up there participating. And so yeah, it was very cool. And I was pretty much changing shirts all week because I have so many shirts from different um, Vallejo businesses. You know who? Oh shoot, we got to get Lamar on here. Lamar is the pickle man. He has a business called Sole Pickles. He makes pickles, and but he also now like has a book about the pickles, and so he's just awesome, good friend. So yeah, we got to get him on here because he comes up with I don't know. I got a bunch of pickles from him for Ben, and I don't know, all these just like gourmet stuff and weird flavors. And I mean, it's cool when you meet somebody who is really trying to make a go of it with artisan food. I guess I don't know how he went on. I think he went on, he had a job. I think he had a job he went on disability for or something. And so he started learning how to ferment stuff. So there was that, and then there's just other stuff. There was like a community meeting, but that night there was a really good game night at this place called King's Event Center on Georgia Street that I'd started going to, and it's this event called, it's every Wednesday, but then there was one for 707 week, and she had kept saying that it was adults night, which meant there were going to be cocktails. And I go down there after my Bible study, and so somebody had been asking me about where I went, and I'd said that I was going to this. I was describing the event, but I was sort of like, I was saying like, oh well, tonight um, is a adults night. But I was like, look, all I was like, look, all this means is there will be some people drinking cocktails. Okay. I mean, I was like, this is still something that people from church could come to. But yeah, but we've had, I mean, I'm not going to be, it's like adults, I mean, it's not going to be something insane. So the first night I went, we played there was just me and Sarah, and we played Battleship. Do you remember that game, Battleship, where you have, yeah, yeah.
I remember it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you gotta there's only one more, sadly, because her schedule changes. And I had not played that game since I mean, since I was a kid with my brother, and a pretty little kid too. And, he loved that game because he was so into boats, which is why he eventually got one. So, then we were playing rummy, and okay, she is so fun. She got me to do karaoke. So this was because it was just me and her. I mean, that is just kind of not my style. And I was like, I can't. Then I was like, but then I was like, okay, do they have the Indigo Girls? And they did. So I did the Indigo Girls, and then I was like, okay, wait a minute, do they have any gospel? And so I found this version of this song called Standing in the Need of Prayer. So I did, because I was trying to think like, okay, is there anything that I like sing along with at home? And that's pretty much going to be at home. So that's kind of what it was going to be. So then I did the gospel, and so then that night it was just me and her. And but then the next week there was a whole lot of people, and everybody's like, go in. So I was just trying to say to some, I was like, okay, will you guys hate, which will you hate less, Indigo Girls or gospel? So I did the Indigo Girls because, yeah, but then, so that's been pretty fun. And I mean, the idea is just to have something without screens because people need to interact. And so there's art stuff there and games. So, yeah, been coming across some real cool people lately. Okay, so as far one more thing about Vallejo events is that I'm hot August night starts up in August. And remember, it was on Thursdays, but it's now on Fridays. So remember,
Mm.
yeah, remember that you will have, yeah, remember you're going to need to find a place for your car on Friday nights in August. Um, so last year, I was posting um, on their Facebook page that the bouncy houses should be free. It's kind of confusing with some of these projects how much money they get from the city because they seem to me to be pretty hooked in with the city. And I was actually, I think it's less than I thought, but I was just I mean, I just thought that if like they're getting public money, then people shouldn't have to pay for things. And there's just if you're because it's supposed to be billed as like a family thing. And so I just thought that if the city's putting on something, the bouncy houses should be free. Um, so I was arguing with him about that this year. So this year I posted something about it in advance, like, how much is hey, are you guys still charging for bouncy houses? This is city sponsored. The bouncy houses should be free. So a lot of people were like chiming, going like, yeah, I think so too. But then somebody who I know slightly, I mean, somebody I know who I have always thought was pretty cool, and I thought she felt that way about me, was getting posting was really aggravated, and so she started posting kind of insulting stuff about you're trying to like rip off business people, and why do people always complain, and why don't you come to a meeting, and blah blah blah. And she's just being kind of aggressive. And so I sent this poster saying, well, you're welcome to contact me privately, but I don't, I don't roll like that. So then I fucking get a call, then I get a text message from one of the organizers of the event, because I guess this other lady had called to tell her. And so I was like, oh shit. I mean, and so I talked with this lady for a while, and she's a really nice person, and they get less money from the city than I thought they did, or I don't know. Um, it's kind of there were just so many people that are involved with the city that seemed to be involved with this. And 2 years before that, I had argued with Vallejo Main Street about not being about their website did not have names on it. So I was just saying, I mean, who are you? And then they were, oh, you just posted a list. So then see, now I kind of I got a thing going with Vallejo Main Street now, because then they posted fucking wanting somebody to draw a logo for free. So I didn't start that. My friend Sarah Anders posted something about it. And so, hey, I see my friends starting to do stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm there. Not just, well, no, I mean, not just my friends. I would have done that for anybody. I mean, I care a lot about artists being compensated. So that was a couple months ago, I think. And so Pippin, the lady talking to me, was telling me about things she did that apparently there's stuff that kids can do to get um, free bouncy house tickets or whatever. So there's something or other where if they read a book for 15 minutes, they can get something signed and get a ticket. And so I was just saying, oh, hey, that's great, whatever. But then I don't like that. I don't like, I mean, I have this feeling sort of like, okay, those are her kids. Like one of her big programs is like taking kids to go check out city governments or something like that. And it was the same with that, just happens to not be the kids I'm not interested in. I mean, I am I am more interested in kids that do not get awards and shit like that. And so I was just thinking about it and trying to figure out how to do this. And so I also really don't like people I don't know. I mean, I know you have to do this in some ways, but oh man, it sucks that like whatever. I wish that I know you need to do that to get them to read a book. And so, but anyway, so yeah, I can deal with that, but it means they need to go get something signed off on by this lady from the bookstore who I actually think is pretty nasty. She was rude to Age. I don't want kids. I don't see why kids need to go talk to her. She's rude to me. So I came back and fucking loud. I came back and posted on Facebook that okay, well, they're providing for some of the kids, and that's great. And so I want to make sure that all the kids get bouncy house things. So I said that what we're gonna do is just work on getting some donations, and that I would connect with some of the people that would be there that I think that have organizations, because I don't want to go just give stuff to random kids. I don't think that's appropriate to just interact. So yeah, so that's where we're at now. And then it goes on for a couple weeks. So I told somebody just sent me a ton of questions, and God, people take this stuff seriously. And so I told her that we were going to be getting something figured out, and if she wants to donate at like week 2 or 3 or whatever, that we would. But anyway, bouncy houses for everyone. Yeah. Because somebody was going like, why don't you go request money from such? I'm like, I'm not requesting shit, man. If I'm taking on a project, it's gonna happen. I'm not, I'm not gonna. You're just putting it in the hands of somebody else if that's what you do, and it's just kind of. I just feel that. I mean, the city makes such a big deal about this event. I just feel that families should be able, if this is something that's for the whole city, families should be able to have their kids do something fun that they don't have to pay for. And, a lot of people are going to be choosing between the bouncy house and buying something to eat or something, or just, it's almost, even if, I mean, yeah. And I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound like I think nobody has $5 or whatever it costs. It's sort of, it's almost, it's as much an emotional thing for me, I guess, of wanting people to feel that there's something free for them, basically. So, yeah. And then, pretty soon I'll be starting back up with the warming centers. So that's something I work on. Okay. So the New York Times had a long article about why more Black people and people of color are voting for Trump. So, which is great for the New York Times audience because they kind of can't fathom such a thing, basically, or a lot of them can't. So yeah, there were some quotes that I pretty this one guy said, Tory Lowe, a Black voter in Milwaukee, echoed this message. He told me that his city had suffered brutal economic headwinds under Democratic control. We got 8 years of Obama, he said. That didn't stop the police killings. That didn't stop the crime rate. That didn't bring us jobs. And then, like, there was in San Francisco had like a higher percentage of, I mean, it was so minuscule, of people voting Republican in the election than they've ever had. Okay, in 2014 there was a law passed called Proposition 47. If people steal less than $950, you can't really prosecute them as felons. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they can't be prosecuted as felons, but it's a misdemeanor.
I don't think that it should. Well, they said, well, anyway, so now I'm hearing that it's made shoplifting much worse.
That's been a while now.
Well, yeah, I
But
know.
you know that in other places, I think I was looking at something in Texas, it's 1,500.
Wow. That seems kind of, I mean, that seems pretty that seems really unfair to, well, to a lot of people. I mean, it seems unfair to like small businesses or,
It is. It's
yeah.
technically unfair, but I remember my thing with it was back in the day, everybody used to say California was the worst at it,
Mm.
but in actuality, they weren't. There was like three or four other states that go. One of them, I think, was Texas, goes to like 1,500. One of them goes to like 2,000 or something like that. It was weird, but to be honest with you, California is pretty by that on that same note that you're talking about was is the strictest one.
Really?
Yeah, because all the other states go higher.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also, there's something else in San Francisco where I think it was also something or rather that the former district attorney, that the super liberal district attorney Chesa Boudin did, that somehow, like, it's just sort of led to people just brazenly walking in and stealing stuff without even bothering.
Well, you know that they say and that was with everywhere
Yeah,
except for that. Well, California was the worst. Is you're not supposed to touch nobody
yeah.
because it could turn around and use. So, like, I guess if something happens, I guess if you kill them, I guess you'd probably get in trouble for it, even if it was in your store. I don't know how that makes sense.
Well, you want you want the security guard to do it.
Yeah, but even the security guards, there was something about it, and I just don't remember what it was because I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because when they go into the store, you can't touch them. You're not supposed to touch them.
Why even have a security guard?
That's the thing. It's weird. They're just there to call the police when they come, but you're not supposed to touch them. But that's a California. I don't know how the other states do it, but I do remember that much. That's probably what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So you're not supposed to touch them. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It's weird. It makes no sense to me either. But
that is weird.
But I think in the long run, I think that all started flying away because I think people started getting kind of fed up with it. And I've seen videos where people have gotten to that point where now they get their stuff back from them, or they make it hard for them.
That's crazy. Hey, can we take a quick break?
Yes, we can. Let's do it. Okay. AnnA's Global History Radio, y'all. Let's go.
$11 million and you bring a tank. Over pocket change, that's strange. AnnA's Papa Pain. You can feel the pain when I bust. It's rigorous, so yeah, get serious. You're bound to catch on fire when you mention this 7-star general. When you see me salute, shoot time, West Coast, mob top, standing on the roof. Usalama on standby, living like a bulletproof. Make me wanna bust. Don't make me grab my Yankee, get kinky, real pretty. Grab that bitch and squeeze the titty. Man, I swear it never gets pretty as up. I put the rap in here and kick it off like rugby. Go ahead and find your spot. Think about it. Elaborate. Before it's too late, it's your expiration date. Behind the black gate, it's the Mickey ears and Cinnabons. It's activated and you hate it because I'm on one. I'm about to knock your head up to the right knee. The most electrified, yeah, and they don't like me. I make them kiss my Nikes. I make them kiss my Nikes. I'm doing 100 in that 55, it turns into a cat 5. Little Mikey didn't like it, that's a damn lie, man. I make them kiss my Nikes. I make them kiss my Nikes. If it's extravaganza, you can pass it. Catastrophic is the topic. Revolutionize, frame of mind, rise and grind. What about a million gorillas front line? Fuck that fork and spoon shit. I'm hungry than a motherfucker. I'm sucker ducking, chicken clucking. The big homie trying to beat that conviction and he still stream politicking. About my chicken, I'ma throw it up in that deep fry. Keep my game solidified. That bullshit is minimized. Go ahead and blow some wind under my wing. Let me fly, young nigga. Let me fly out to that thing. But I'm people in that jungle, baby. I can knock that shit up out the park, baby. I'm about to knock your head up to the white meat. The most electrifying, yeah, and they don't like me. I make them kiss my Nikes. I make them kiss my Nikes. I'm doing 100 in that 55, it turns into a cat 5. Little Mikey didn't like it, that's a dead lie. I make them kiss my Nikes. I make them kiss my Nikes.
I was American, not born here. My father was born here. His father was born here. His father was brought here. The street too close to the river in Africa. This black ass right up on the shore. Come on, shoot that damn in North Carolina. That's what things happen for you now. I could have gained it. No. That's right, held it down. Africa. I remember when they were marching, people started screaming in the suburbs, back to Africa with them. Back to Africa. No lights.
As above, so below, like the globe, mind spinning, time shifting like the atmosphere, need to pay attention. Perfume on some cockeyed like cats with detention. It's prison, they lynch me, they worse how they intentions. Shit when I can't breathe while the government cat off, fast take off while the president play golf. Your house upon the sand, I can't stand it, nothing soft. Community work talk, too much static, still in shock. Could've trained, but we did not. It's like jackpot. Can't you fire when it's hot? When the messenger gets shot, cause the powers are corrupt, and we scared it's gon' erupt. So that mountain gon' get tough. Ain't that big on giving up? Do it big and run it up. Stack your cheese and watch your cup. Watch some snakes and watch your mouth. Move in silence, not for clout. Say it like you never down. I can't lie, I love the crowd. Gotta keep my ego down. I can't turn my knee now. I just learned to breathe. Cotton and take over the planet. Low vibration means constantly. Take off, baby, we just landed. On God description and on our verses. Breaking generational curses. We breaking generational curses. We breaking generational curses. I ain't tryna waste my air running circles with a square. If the space is all we share, why we cutting them like hair? Wiped out like Nair, ain't a single judge that's fair. Loyalty, it be so rare, we can't even see it clear. When the royalty is near, I'm the empress on the team. I speak goddess, I speak king. Let's be honest, I see dreams. I don't resonate with memes. Sink or swim, throw some wings. See the noise is just a stream. Don't get drowned by other beams while they busting at the seams. I ain't hiding, I'm a nudist. Honestly, ain't the rudest. That's why they say the truth. Lying through your teeth, babe, that's how you turn toothless. The same folks killed Jesus, they had to pay. Judas, I ain't going back to old ways. Let me grab my own stage. Y'all your own trunk, in a child in your own cage. Anger isn't wrong, up to you, control your own rage. Author of the story, turn your own page. I was staying solid like granny. Plotting to take over the planet. Low vibration means constantly. Take off, baby, we just landed. On God description and on my verses. Breaking generational curses. We breaking generational curses. We breaking generational curses. I pray your soul elevates and breaks all the stakes that people have tried to stab you in the back with. Pat you on a slave ship, being so abrasive when they should have been adjacent. Meaning by your side, stepping in stride. I see you upset cause they wrecked your pride. They sucked, were immature. Came at you with love and pure, and that's not something a beautiful soul like yourself should have had to endure. I'd like to think if I had been around, I would have loved you more, but you don't need me for what's in store. You're special, although you don't always gotta be a rebel. Lots of folks dig you cause you come with a shovel. You got long distance vision like the Hubble. These niggas graham crackers cause around you they crumble. You deserve everything you wanted but double. I swear to God, nigga, you cool. You ain't even a nigga, you and a goose. A king in a dream, representing some truth that is just too pure, too sweet, too new. But I've been sending prayers and good vibes through. I hope you get all your energy back and your mind unwinds and you seal all the cracks. That you never have to experience lack. That any struggle you have just pushes you on track. That you got invisible armor on your back and stay the reason all these motherfuckers wanna be black. Black, 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 black.
And we are back, y'all. This is your boy DJ Rowe. Anna, are you in the building?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
Yes. So the rule is that you can't touch them. Is that the Jesus? Yeah, because that's what people
There's
are.
something about it if they're in the store, you can't touch them when they're in the store, and then it also leads to the thing of, I guess, if they can say they're not stealing, they haven't left the store.
Oh,
but
yeah.
They say something about not touching them.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just a California thing, but I do know, like you said, 950 and under in California is a misdemeanor.
Well, that sucks. I mean, like if you go into a small business and empty out their cash drawer, I mean, that's huge for them.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, but I wonder with some of the stuff it turns into, well, that's the problem with 3 strikes you're out. I think that had something to do with it as well, because if somebody had 2 strikes, then they could get, like, I don't know, if any kind of felony would mean they were done, basically. On one of the women I write to on jail, it says on her bio something, because I know them through recordings they do, that she's serving 39 years to life on a third strike. So that could mean that her third strike was less serious than the first two.
Could be.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
But I hate to say, that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
But I kind of agree with the Florida and Texas way.
What did they do?
On some of them? Well, I'm just saying I know how they are with if like someone breaks into your house or something.
Yeah.
You can shoot them.
Oh yeah.
I just think they're a little more stern to where people don't want to do anything because they know, things could happen.
Yeah.
Kind of California, they kind of know they can get away with stuff a little bit.
Really? Like if somebody breaks into your house here and you have a gun, you're not supposed to shoot him?
I heard there's something about that. You're not supposed to really just shoot them unless you're like gonna be harmed. It's weird. So like if you shoot them, you better make sure like they came after you with a knife. And I'm like,
no way.
Who wants to wait that long?
Exactly. No way, man. What do you can't wait to be sure about stuff
but
like
yeah,
that.
California is different. I remember watching something about California.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a guy or somebody got in trouble because someone came in, broke into their house, and I think they were going to produce a knife or whatever. I forgot what the guy was going to have, but he shot him before he had a chance, which I thought would be okay. I'm like, why would you want to wait?
Exactly. What are you supposed to do? Like wait till somebody pulls out their weapon before you pull out yours?
Exactly. California. I hate to say it, but that's a California thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That does not make sense. That does not make sense to me at all.
That's why I think a lot of these people in California do what they do. Because they kind of feel that they're not going to get in that much trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean,
unless it wants to. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's really so anyway, I mean, small businesses and even not and even you just like the Target in downtown Seattle closed because of shoplifting, and you see that a lot, like businesses that just shut down because they're just getting shoplifted too much. So
just so you know, real quick, I went on there. Scotty says hi.
Oh, hey, Scotty, how you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, he's on the YouTube.
Okay. Hey, Scotty. Okay, so then there's other stuff because then you got Asian people and they like that voted for Trump because they like that he got rid of affirmative action because they felt like it was unfair to them, like because it made it harder. They feel like affirmative action made it harder for their kids to get into the schools they wanted to go to. So, I can see the point, I can see the point. I can see their point, I really can, I mean, if it means that because, I mean, there's just so much, like when you're looking, there's certain schools that are, obviously the name schools that a lot of people apply to, like Harvard, and people are saying that their class makeup has changed since they got rid of affirmative action. But it's not like the people that apply to those colleges it's not like it's Harvard or no place else. I mean, they're gonna have applied to other schools that they can go to. So the question would be, like, okay, how much damage does this really do to their life? Because they can get, it's not like they can get just as good an education elsewhere. And going to those name brand schools, it makes a, you know, it makes a big difference so far as contacts and interviews. I mean, it makes a huge difference for stuff like that. There's you know, I mean, like certain of those schools, you know, like people from there, when they have that on their resume, they apply, when they apply for jobs, they will always get an interview. So yeah, it makes a big difference in that respect. But I don't think as I don't, if somebody's smart, that does not, it doesn't determine someone's life. You know, I mean, if they're smart and they work hard and all, I mean, it's not going to make a difference. It doesn't make a difference long term whether you went to an Ivy League school or not, so long as you do well. So okay, so that's has to do with, so that was some comments from Asians about voting for Trump. Then this guy that was gay and Mexicans just said I just turned my back toward them because I feel like the Democrats turned their back toward me. I mean, people just did not feel that people did not feel, I mean, I think how the Democrats should have looked at it, a lot of them just assumed that only white people would care, that what Trump has to say would only appeal to white people. They just made that assumption that, you know, oh, like Black people, Mexican people aren't, they just almost like didn't even bother, like, oh, okay, well, they're gonna hate this guy like we hate them. But at you need to look at what people are concerned about, because that's what people, that's, you vote because of that. You vote for issues you're concerned about, not your identity. And so what they needed to look at was that people that weren't white had, shocking, they had the same concerns as white people. And this, I mean, people pretty much voted for, I mean, people voted for Trump for the same reasons. People aren't that different, you know, and this one guy said, this one Black guy said, I was not a big Trump supporter back in 2020. The man grew on me. He talks to us like he's talking to us directly. That's how a lot of people feel, you know, and so
They really feel like he talks to us like he talks to us directly.
that's how people feel. Yeah. Like this was from the article. This was a Black guy saying that. But that's what people, that's why, but that's what that's how the Trump voters feel about him. I know, but that is how look at those packed stadiums and all that. That is how people
Hey,
about them.
Jim Jones has packed a lot of stadiums. I'll just say that.
Well, yeah.
He's almost packed the whole island worth of people. So
Well, yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm just saying that I'm just, do you see the point I'm making though? You know, people feel like Trump, people who feel like Trump is talking to them aren't all the same skin color, basically. So I know it just kind of, so Yeah, the time, like now, um, I mean, I have not seen any polls showing that anybody, I think just maybe a few people have changed their minds, but you seem to hear comments from people who are just fine with who think Trump's doing what he said I mean, he's doing what he said he was going to do. And there's the fact, like now, um he like cutting off funds for schools that allow males in women's sports. I was like, it's fucked up. It shouldn't, like, yeah, it's fucked up that they're willing to hurt their entire student body for this bullshit, but they fucking did it. And so now there's schools like Pennsylvania State is taking off, they're removing the scores in athletics of dudes that set them. So that's good. And I mean, fucking they had a dude on their swim team, and the women on the swim team were told if they had an issue about it, they could go to counseling. I mean, it's just, they fucking had to change. This guy was in their locker room, fucking changing with them. And they are supposed to be okay with that. So, yeah, they fucking needed their fundings. Yeah. So, I think California is trying to pull this same shit. Like, okay, you people like fucked things up for girls big time, and now you're just gonna fuck it up for more kids by sticking to this bullshit. I went on Ozcat to talk about single sex rights last week. So that was
I saw that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Anna.
Yeah, that was real. That was really cool. I was nervous. I practiced before. I practiced what I was going to say, and just, I mean, because I write about it. You have certain things you say if you write about it a lot to make your point, but I was just practicing to make sure that it rolled off my tongue. And then I was just doing deep breathing before, and yeah, next time I do it, see, I'm trying to remember now, because part of it, we were kind of sitting on these stools. I was like fidgeting back and forth the entire time. I was almost getting irritated watching myself fidget. Yeah. Okay. So there's a couple more. The schools are that school is sending apologies. There's just more legal action taking place because that's what you fucking have to do. And it's not that, I mean, the women in these legal cases would rather be living their lives, but you can't, they're not allowed. They have not been allowed to. Okay. So Thailand and Cambodia are engaged in a border conflict, and it's because of territory that was mapped during France's colonial rule is behind clash that has exposed tensions between the countries. Thailand, Cambodia was colonized by France. Thailand was not. So all these people just have, and certainly happens in the United States too, it's just these continuous dynasties. the prime minister of Thailand is the daughter of a former prime minister. And then, so these people all go way back. And so she is in trouble for a conversation she had with the prime minister of Cambodia, who was like her father's buddy. So in the leaked conversation, she's heard calling him uncle and telling him, like, assuring him that everything is going to be all right, like how you would talk to, sort of assuring him of of her regard or something, sort of how you would talk to your parents' friends, but when you're the prime minister and so are they, you kind of get into trouble. So that could, I don't know. I mean, it sparked chaos and coup concerns. And, some people think it could be I think it'll take a hell of a lot more than that to take down a dynasty. But that is just how a lot of the world works. And Joseph Kabila, who the former president of the Democratic Republic of Congo, was the son of Laurent Kabila, the revolutionary leader. We used to talk about Congo a lot more, and so I want to get back to that. Laurent Kabila was assassinated, and so Joseph Kabila took over, and that was about 25 years ago. And now he is on trial in his country for killings, abuse, and all of that. So I'll follow up more on that next week, because I am very much in favor of these people being put on trial in their own country by their own countrymen. Like, don't take them to the International Criminal Court to be. I used to think the International Criminal Court was a good thing, but not in the case of African countries. I mean, there's just there's just too many former colonialists that have to do with International Criminal Court. According to the state of Israel, the International Criminal Court is anti-Semitic for summoning Benjamin Netanyahu, who's ignoring them. Yeah, and the complaint against them was made by South Africa, which is just pretty interesting with South Africa's record for justice. However, I mean, they still have a lot of problems, as we know, but they did take down apartheid. I mean, it kind of, when I think about it, it seems remarkable now that I think about it. You just see I feel like there's so many oppressive systems that are just never going away. So I watched something very, very cool, and okay, so there's a journalist, Mehdi Hassan, who I've talked about before. He's fucking amazing. I started watching him years ago on Al Jazeera, and then he went on MSNBC, and since I missed him on Al Jazeera because that's where I get my international news, and so it's less interesting for me to see somebody talk about stuff I mostly know about. But he's such a great journalist, and then he was fired, or I don't know, not sure if fired or contract renewed from an MSNBC, probably because of expressing his pro-Palestinian sentiments too strongly. See, I mean, people have this idea of, I mean, to me, a journalist or an agency, how are you going to expect somebody who spends so much time working with global affairs and working in politics not to have an opinion? It makes a lot more sense to me for a journalist just to be open about what their opinions are and not. I think that's a lot better than trying to act like they don't have them. So then you can look at their work and decide if you think they're being fair or not. So I think I think Mehdi's hard on everyone. So anyway, after leaving MSNBC, he started his own media company. And so they're doing a lot of, I was subscribing to him for a while on Substack, but I got really annoyed because I don't think he has enough women on. And I think that the women he does have on are not of the caliber of men. Some of them are just kind of celebrities. Some of them are just people with a platform that haven't really, that don't have an intellectual background. So that's really bugged me about him, that, he keeps having Cynthia Nixon on, like, and it's fucking celebrity. Don't listen to her. So there's a YouTube show called Jubilee, where you have one person debate 20 people.
I've seen that.
Oh, so what did you see?
If it's the same one I saw, because they're all like, there's one person that sits in the middle, like at a desk, and there's like people around them in a circle.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the people who I saw. There was a Republican guy on there before. They had one with Candace Owens before.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, and then there's one with a Democrat guy, but I don't know the other two dudes' names. I've seen like 3 of them.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. I like it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's really good. Hey, when we take a break, I'll pull them up and share, and we can watch them because they're so fucking good. Want to do that?
I'm down. I'm with it.
Okay. So Representative Lauren Underwood, sorry, a cousin of mine just died, and I'm getting yesterday morning. I'm getting texts from my brother about the funeral. Can we take another break?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And while we're doing that, I'll pull up the Mehdi stuff.
Will do.
Okay.
AnnA's Global History Radio, y'all. Let's go.
Young Kilo G, yeah, you know me. Big boy with the master key. Door stay on the floor. Been low key. I'm the hometown hero. I am hard as a spittle. Fly as a paratroop. Jumping straight in your ear hole. If you don't, you hear. What the heck is you here for? I could die if I cry. Shoot a tear though. How you stop a black man from jail? Sitting there with no it just to sell. Create schools that are more like destroys manhood, and it surely will fail. Hard to derail, hard to swallow like kale. Man, I know myself, and I know very well. Aim like we can tell, as if you can tell. Man, I'm flow so hot, devil in hell. Blowing like CB4, still on E14. The game want my soul, my brother's still on parole. I told my mama I don't do what I'm told, I just do what I know. Amaranth from the way that I grow. One ring like Frodo, around the world like a yo-yo. Boy, I stay in the dojo, and they can't take my mojo. Man, the flow is for loco, evil like Mojo Jojo. No coon like Domo, freestyle pro bono. Caliber like Gallagher, with my Excalibur. This the Final Fantasy, hit fools with my magicka. Shoot like Gallagher, crawl like Tarantula. I'm the main character, and there is that Brannigan. Painting that was made by a black man. I'm not Al, I'm that man. Sealing sucker's face with the fat man. Hard to kill like a samurai on his last stand. With his last hand, in the last dance. It's your last chance. Thinking in advance when you die. Truths or lies, no alibis. This is the present moment, don't be surprised. And still I rise, like I raise your vibe, percolate your mind. When I step inside, I'm so dang wet, my name is slip and slide. I'm a lion's pride, and I just let that ride.
I pledge allegiance to the game that I play each day called life, and to live each day as a holiday with all peace and no strife. To refrain from all negativity and myself refrain from being negative. I must say that today I'm blessed with more time to play positive. So temporary, folks in this game. It's so hard to be easy. And try and maintain. You gotta maintain. You gotta stay on the hustle. Keep on the hustle. You gotta get that dough. Get that dough. I'll say it again, folks. Say it again. This is all I know. Folks, this is all I know. I gotta keep that money. Keep that money on your mind. On your mind. Let's get paid, folks. Let's get paid. It's about that time. It's so temporary situations in this game. Pay attention, play your listen, cause the rules have changed. How you play to win it ain't the same. You gotta get in where you fit in, it's a trial, man. Temporary situations in this game. Pay attention, play your listen, cause the rules have changed. How you play to win it ain't the same. You gotta get in where you fit in, it's a trial, man. When it comes to this game of life, some folks be acting too scary. Folks, we all got situations and they all temporary. They all vary in degrees of severity. Not to be scary of the cheese is a rarity. You see, most folks be running from that dough. Straight to a 9 to 5, and this is where they live the rest of their lives. Spending 40, 50 years at the same old grind, complaining how their life is, asking when I get mine. You're gonna get yours when you get up and go get it. I took those words to heart, believed it, and I did it. Now that I got it, gonna go ahead, get gone. Being broke was temporary, now it's time to move on. Temporary situations in this game. Pay attention, play your listen, cause the rules have changed. How you play to win it ain't the same. You gotta get in where you fit in, it's a trial, man. Temporary situations in this game. Pay attention, play your listen, cause the rules have changed. How you play to win it ain't the same. You gotta get in where you fit in, it's a trial. So temporary, folks in this game. So hard to be easy. And try and maintain. You gotta maintain. You gotta stay on the hustle. Keep on the hustle. You gotta get that dough. I'll say it again, folks. This is all I know. You gotta keep that money on your mind. Let's get paid, folks. It's about that time. It's so temporary situations in this game. Pay attention, play and listen, cause the rules have changed. How you play to win it ain't the same. You gotta get in where you fit in, it's a trial, man. Temporary situations in this game. Pay attention, play and listen, cause the rules have changed. How you play to win it ain't the same. You gotta get in where you fit in, it's a trial, man. temporary in this game. So temporary, temporary folks in this game. So temporary, so temporary. You playing this game, you're not supposed to feel it. This ain't the forever. You gotta get it. Y'all gotta do it. Folks, you know you feel me. This is all temporary.
And we are back, y'all. This is your boy DJ Rowe, AnnA's Global History Radio. Anna, you in the building?
Yep. Okay. Can you let me? Did you make me host so I can screen share?
Yep. Let's see. Where are we? Okay. No, that's not the right one. Participants.
Okay. Okay. Okay, is this showing?
No, I don't see it yet.
Okay. Okay, so here is our friend. Here's some clips of our friend Mehdi Hassan.
My family lineage is settlers from the 1500s. So
you don't look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you talking about?
You're not.
What are you talking about?
You're a little bit more than a far right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you could say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
Listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Get the hell out.
I don't even like. I should get the hell out.
Yes.
Why?
I don't want you here.
My first claim is Donald Trump is pro-crime and pro-criminal. Donald Trump is defying the Constitution. Immigrants overall are good for America. Donald Trump's plan for Gaza is ethnic cleansing. I'm Mehdi Hassan. I'm a journalist. I'm the editor of Zeteo. And today I'm surrounded by 20 far-right conservatives.
I've been watching some.
I just want to know.
I've been watching some of their follow-ups, which I think is as alarming as.
I just want to know.
I don't know where you're at in the UK. You're from India, so I don't really.
I'm not from India.
Oh, sorry. Your parents are from India, so
I'm an American
you have
citizen.
your own states.
I'm an American, you know.
You're an American citizen?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know how
Yes.
you got that, but fair enough.
He mocked Mehdi's citizenship, but watch what happens when.
Talk to me in a native language. I have 2 tries to guess it. If I fail, you win €5.
Kamalam dingu precious di shala.
Whoa. Okay.
It's about tribal.
Maybe ask your.
It's about tribal warfare.
Okay.
That's where we're at in the U.S. I don't know where you're at in the UK. You're from India, so I don't really.
I'm not from India.
Oh, sorry. Your parents are from India, so
I'm an American
you have
citizen.
your own states.
I'm an American, you know.
You're an American citizen?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know how
Yes.
you got that, but fair enough. Here's the thing.
Are you an American citizen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But here's the
Not
thing.
sure how you got that. Okay.
Born here.
Okay.
Born here, and my family lineage is settlers from the 1500s, so I have some stake in the
Okay.
claim here, okay?
But you're
a little different.
But you're a
than yours.
descendant of immigrants. Settlers.
I didn't know.
Colonialists.
Yeah,
You don't
colonials.
look, you don't
yeah.
look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites
not.
are Native Americans. What are you
Sorry.
talking about?
You're not.
What are you talking about? Whites are Native Americans.
Really?
I think
What was
you're-
happening before the
I
1500s?
think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going on a tangent, but what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting.
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that came here
Do
from
you know what
Asia.
indigenous means?
Listen, before
Indigenous
America,
people can't
you
come
let
from
me
somewhere
finish?
else.
Why do you ask a question if you're going to interrupt?
I'm not sure if you know what the meaning of indigenous means.
I do know what it means. It
Doesn't
means
sound
they
like it.
came here first, right? They came here from Asia by way of land bridge. Have an argument with Neil deGrasse Tyson or anybody else about that. I don't care.
Is he an
I
American?
genuinely don't care. Yes, he is.
Okay.
So
Just checking.
my point is, My point is, okay?
Nothing to do with crime. So far, you've agreed with me that these people
Because
are
you're
criminals.
derailing, dude. I'm trying
You
to stay
literally
on track.
sat down and asked me where I'm from. I think you derailed this conversation from the get-go.
by that, but I'm
Because I'm offended. I'm just wondering what it has to do with crime.
I'm always curious.
We're going to talk about immigration. Don't worry. Later on, you can come back.
I hope so.
Right now, you're doing a very bad job of making the case that he's not pro-crime.
I just got a round of applause. I could probably get another one actually if I asked for it.
Wow.
So I don't think I'm doing
this how
as
you
bad.
get rounds of applause? You sit in a room with 20 people who agree with you. Wow, amazing. Amazing. That must make you feel good. If you got rid of all immigrants coming in tomorrow, moratorium, you think that Republicans and employers of big firms just suddenly raise all the wages?
Notice
That's
how
what
you
you
didn't answer
believe.
what I said.
That's what you believe.
It was a complete. Your ankle's
That's what
all right.
you
You
believe.
pivoted the
That's
hell
what
away
you
from the
believe.
conversation.
Is that what you? I'm on
Your
the
ankle's
subject.
okay.
Do you believe that wages? I'm just wondering how naive you are. You believe that the 1% will raise wages in the federal wage if we stop immigration?
They will be forced to. When you increase labor's relationship to capital, okay, and you give labor more bargaining power because you're tightening the supply of labor.
This is a very simplistic understanding of economics because
Okay, explain I'm wrong.
I'm telling you how you're wrong. Because you're ignoring the fact that when immigrants come into an area, they spend money. They create jobs.
About 1/5 of their monthly income leaves the country.
That's a good thing also because you don't like USA foreign aid. So this is the point. They create jobs. I came into this country. So far, every one of my assumptions about you has been correct. But listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Get the hell out.
I don't even like. I should get the hell out.
Yes.
Why?
I don't want you here.
Why?
Because you come here and say all this bullshit
Why?
about how Americans are lazy.
Why?
You push your left wing
I never
politics.
said Americans are lazy.
Oh, somebody's in their feelings.
Come into this country so they can do jobs that we don't want to do.
I
That's
never said
exactly
those
what you
words.
said.
When did I say it?
Really?
When did I say it?
So
We're
why
on
don't we?
YouTube. Guys watching on YouTube, rewind to the time where I said immigrants are doing jobs we don't want to do. When did I say those words? Words that came out of my mouth.
Okay, so why do we have to bring in immigrants? Why do we have to bring in immigrants to the country if we have people who are going to do the jobs?
Pause. You've been voted out.
It's about
My claim is that immigration, especially now, and especially for foreign people that have nothing in common with us,
It's funny you say it's
is a
especially
negative
now.
thing.
I forgot your name. My apologies.
Brian.
Brian.
Yeah, how many
in every era there has been a Brian who says, I'm not against immigration, just immigration now.
Okay.
This is what people said about Italians, it's what people said
That's
about Irish
unfortunate,
folks,
sorry.
said about Russians, Poles, and now we're saying about
why
people
should
coming
I care
across the
about
southern
that?
border. Because you're not being, you're
Why
being a little
are-
disingenuous saying,
Okay.
I'm only against immigrants now. This is a
How's
trope.
that
This
disingenuous?
is because it's a trope that's been used by nativists throughout American history.
No.
And every wave of immigrants has come in and faced the same hate and animus and bigotry and lazy trope. And every wave of immigration is ultimately
Well, I think-
assimilated, integrated, benefited the
let me
country. In
make
fact,
a-
assimilation right now, according to Jacob Victor from the University of Washington,
Okay.
assimilation rates based on language and citizenship and naturalization are higher now than 100 years ago.
Okay, let me make a statement first. I think that you in
You
your
ignored
own
my statement, but
you and your own person are a complete perfect example of why immigration is negative and why we shouldn't allow people
Wow.
who
Why?
don't have anything in
Why?
common with us. You're pro-abortion, you're pro-euthanasia, you're
I'm
you're
pro-euthanasia. I thought
Yeah, you went. Yeah, I've seen your stuff. You've defended euthanasia.
pro-euthanasia.
Yeah, on Piers Morgan.
No, I've never discussed euthanasia
Okay,
with
well,
Piers Morgan in my
are
life.
you, okay, so my point is that you don't agree.
Actually,
with
I'm the guy
founders of
here.
this country.
If anyone watching at home, I'm the only guy here who actually supports American values, democracy, free speech, the Constitution. I've
Yeah.
got folks here telling me they don't believe in democracy, that they're nationalists.
Wait, why should we care about that, by the way?
Isn't that what America stands for? What does America
No,
stand for?
why-
So
why-
you hate what America stands for, not
No,
me.
I'm not even
And in
saying-
fact, all the studies show that immigrants actually are more
So
patriotic
the only reason,
than
the only
native-born
reason,
American.
my claim is that immigration, especially now, and especially for foreign people that have nothing in common with us,
It's funny
is
This is where our anger is at the political class. The Democrat Party used to have a different stance on immigration 15 years ago. Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton.
I'm not a fan of that. I'm not here to defend different Democrats. What I will say
Okay,
is
well, that's our anger.
What I will say is that everyone here actually does think immigration is good for America. Everyone here uses an iPhone designed by an immigrant, is on Gmail
Fair
designed
point.
by an immigrant, is
But-
is on a YouTube show.
But
You
this
guys
is-
all came to a YouTube show founded by an immigrant. You wouldn't
Fair
be
point,
here
but that's
if it
a
wasn't for
tiny
an immigrant.
minority,
So
though.
you all love immigrants, whether you
Mhm.
like it or not.
Okay, but it is a taboo subject. Should we be concerned about the demographics? So
no,
Anglo-Saxon, European American, 0% of America, it doesn't matter.
Are they 0% of America?
Well, let's say if it becomes 0%, it should not worry.
They're not going to. Why are you bring weird hypotheticals?
Well, but there has to, but I mean, they're still part of our country. There's culture. There's,
Yeah.
I mean, even Britain, like,
I mean,
it
America's gone through
concerns
many
me, but
demographic
it
waves,
concerns me when Britain
Yeah, what's-
is
Britain-
changing
Britain
and
is-
it's like
Britain's
they're
been
losing their
changing for
culture,
years.
but it's
Who said
losing
they're
their culture.
Who
Are
says
they?
so?
Are they going to try to?
I'm
What are
from
they
the UK.
gonna,
I'm telling you, no one's losing their culture. in the UK.
London is going to be very little British in
Who
one
says
day.
so?
This is where our anger is at the political class.
I agree.
The Democrat Party used to have a different stance on immigration 15 years ago. Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton.
I'm not a fan of that. I'm not here to. Epstein.
He's
No, I'm
clearly
saying he was
something.
friends. He was friends with Epstein. You haven't seen the videos? They danced together, partied together.
It's
Epstein
a
said
guy,
I was his
he
closest
knows
friend.
he's not supported the pedophilia part. The only people
Actually,
supporting
that's
pedophilia
not
are the
true.
left.
Trump gave a speech about 20 years ago where he said Epstein's a great guy. He loves young women. A lot of them are very young. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, laugh, laugh. So yeah, I think he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
So you
and I
think
think
he's
he's
pro-crime
soft
for
on
having a
sex
friend
offenders.
do you have any friends who are criminals?
Not that I know of. Certainly not child sex offenders. No, do you?
If it came, no, of course not.
Okay, so we're both in agreement again. So why are you defending Donald Trump?
If it came out tomorrow that one of your friends is a child sex
You know
trafficker,
what I'd do?
you'd stop being friends with them.
Yes.
Yeah,
and I
but-
wouldn't say,
And then I'd go on TV and I would say, "Oh, look, Mr. Hassan was friends with this guy 10 years ago. Therefore, he's
what if
pro-child
Mr.
sex
Hassan
trafficking."
said, I wish them well when they're on trial? Wouldn't you ever go at me for
You
that?
wished your
Wouldn't
friend
you
well
not?
on trial?
Yeah, child sex trafficker. Would you mean that?
I wouldn't wish someone well, but that's
Donald
your
Trump
gotcha.
did.
That's your gotcha.
It's a pretty big
He said
gotcha.
He wished
Yeah,
your friend
pretty
well.
big gotcha.
Okay,
He
but
praised
see,
the- he
what
praised
you're
the
really
woman
trying
for
to do
child
right
sex.
now is you're
What
trying to
about
get
the
back
fact
to
that he's-
Donald Trump
what
on
about
a
the fact
personal
that
level.
Elon
Let's
Musk
talk
says his
policy.
name is
What's his policy?
You want to talk policies?
Yes.
So when he left office in 2020, he left behind the highest murder rate for over 100 years.
He left behind the highest murder.
Yes.
That is the most bad faith claim you
No,
could
no,
possibly make.
it's a fact from the
No,
CDC
and you know what?
data.
Here's why it's bad faith.
Can I finish the sentence and then you can come back in?
You're just lying to people. Donald
I'm
Trump.
lying? Can I finish the sentence?
Donald Trump does not cause the
Can I-
murder rates.
can I-
Murder is a state
Oh,
level
that's
crime.
hilarious.
Gavin
Conservatives
Newsom is
spend-
more responsible for the murder rate than Donald Trump is.
That's hilarious. So Donald Trump's not responsible murder rate, but other politicians who are Democrats.
Yes,
are.
because it's
Everyone
a
can
state
see
level
how
law.
hard is that
That's
shit.
like saying no. That's like no.
He's cooking them.
Yeah.
On crime are the ones that are
Let me
responsible
finish
for
the
murder.
sentence. When Donald Trump left office in 2020, between 2019 and 2020, according to data from the CDC, from the FBI, from Pew Research, there's a 30% increase in the murder rate between 2019 and 2020. It was the single biggest jump in the murder rate since 1900. Epstein.
He's
No, I'm
clearly
saying he was
something.
friends. He
You're saying it's racist for me to take an American nationalist approach. You're
What
kind
is
of
an American national approach? Is that a white approach?
I think it's a white nativist approach. Of course,
So only
absolutely.
Americans are white
Why
people.
did your parents
So
immigrate
Americans
from
are
India?
only white people.
Why did your parents immigrate from India to the UK?
Because the UK colonized and conquered India.
Okay, why did you immigrate to America?
Because many reasons.
Okay, all opportunity. There's
That's not
opportunity.
true. You don't know.
The accent. Your accent is an afflict of white
You
Anglo-Saxon.
know there are 50 million Americans in this country.
I understand, but
None of them are
listen,
Americans in your view.
What I'm trying to get you to do to reach a common ground here.
You're not going to
is
reach a common ground because you
Please
said I'm not
try.
American.
Please try.
I don't think you're American.
I'm saying you're
I
not.
don't think you're American.
I'm saying you're
I
not
don't think you're
American due to
American.
values.
I don't think you're not American on values either. I think you're a little fascisty, a little racisty.
See, you're using these words. Okay, first of all, I want to say this.
I'm not just throwing them at you.
For
You didn't
every
come sit down. I said
for
it. You
every
said-
conservative that
began
has
the
ever been
show
shut
asking me
down
where
by
I was at.
leftists like you, for every conservative, for
You're not
every
a conservative.
conservative,
You've already said
for
that.
every
You've
right
already
wing
said.
saying it's racist for me to take an American nationalist approach. You're
What
kind
is
of
an American national approach? Is that a white approach?
I think it's a white.
The guy Trump's funding, supporting. That's the guy praising Trump. So
Yeah,
yes, Trump and Smotrich are ethnically cleansing Gaza.
I cannot deny that thousands of people are dying in Gaza. But you need to realize, why are they dying? Is it possibly that they're attacking another country?
No,
just
the
because
people who are
Israel
dying, we're
is
not
killing-
attacking another country.
Just because Israel is killing more Gazans than Gazans are killing Israel, it doesn't mean Gaza is righteous and Israel is evil.
I never
Now,
said
Israel-
anything about evil or righteous.
Israel
I said
might be-
ethnic cleansing. You said
Okay.
don't they have to be killed? I said they are being killed, and the criteria for what's happening to
Yes.
them. If Donald Trump says these people have to leave and never come back, is that not ethnic cleansing? What is your definition of ethnic cleansing?
I would think ethnic cleansing is when you're killing off a large part of an ethnic group.
That's genocide. You're confusing your terms. Ethnic cleansing is removing one ethnic group. Using a deliberate policy by violence or terror-inspiring means to remove another population, another ethnic group from a certain geographic area. That's the UN definition of ethnic cleansing. That is what he's doing. When he was asked Donald Trump, can they come back? He said, no, they cannot. The guy Trump's funding, supporting, that's the guy praising Trump.
Mehdi, damn. Yes, that was Mehdi Hassan.
Good. I like him. That dude ain't no joke.
Yeah. Mehdi is fucking dope, man.
That was pretty good. I gotta
Yeah.
give it to him.
Yeah. My computer's acting up. For some reason, it wasn't working that well for me to get me to select some of it. But yeah, he is fucking amazing. I might try and I'd love to put together a Mehdi trip. He's I mean, yeah, these guys are. Yeah, I wasn't able to get some of the best ones, but yeah, I mean, I could see he was disturbed by some of what people were saying. I mean, I could see it when I watched it, and he said later that he was, and like, yeah, I mean, they were really expressing, these people that talk about the great replacement theory, like white people that think, they're being taken over, whatever. And then one guy was a fascist. And yeah, I mean, I've seen Mehdi go up against like major government leaders and some fucking scary people, basically. He's just so smart. And I think he's always respectful too. Yeah, I'd love to meet him. I just think he's fucking awesome. I think I feel like he comes from a very strong moral basis, which is actually why I like him so much. I mean, he's just so intellectually powerful. And yeah, but with you can just see how that he's really caring. So yes, Mehdi's fucking awesome. So Lauren Underwood, Representative Lauren Underwood, I forget which state she's from. She's pretty dope. She proposed a bill to put to have changing tables on board trains. Because I guess, where people travel a lot by train, there's no place to change their baby. People are saying they have to like put their baby down on the floor. Like it's to have a changing table in each train car. People are saying like they have to put their baby down on the floor to change them, and that then they worry about the baby being like they have to do it really fast before more passengers come on so that the baby won't be stepped on. Yeah, so that's pretty good. It seems she's one of these people, and she doesn't get media attention like some of the others. She's just real consistent and smart. So I'm really hoping that goes through. Okay, so Trump has been going to town with tariffs. I was in a Zoom session last week, and I had wanted to talk about Trump's big beautiful bill that passed. It's the most it is the most conservative bill passed probably ever in the United States. It's managed to put forth that many conservative principles. And somebody said that that the tariffs are working because they're bringing more money into the economy. And I was just trying to figure out, because I'm just still trying to figure out, how is this going to work for real people? And because that's what I was saying, like, okay, is this going to make prices go down? And she said the tariffs pay down the national debt, and that's how it helps the country. Yeah. She's one of these pretty knowledgeable people. So, I mean, I just think that in a year, we'll really know how this has played out, and how this has played out for regular people. I mean, the fact is, Democrats keep talking about how terrible this is for regular people, but regular people vote for Trump. And I just had this discussion with somebody else last week again that okay, people don't vote against their own interests. Like when you say that, it just means you don't know what their interests are.
I don't think completely regular people vote for Trump. I'm sorry. I don't totally agree with that one.
Well, but look at the numbers. You really think that many people in the United States that voted for him that like him? I mean, it's kind of just a matter of the odds for me, or it's just the numbers. How am I going to think that there's that many crazy people in the U.S.?
You'd be surprised. Then you got to ask yourself how many people didn't vote.
Well, yeah.
That's another question. How many just didn't want to deal with either side, so they just probably didn't vote at all?
Yeah, and that's always a problem. I think that how Democrats are acting toward ICE is insane. I mean, and I think they're really putting forth a damaging message. There was a video. ICE came into a clinic and arrested somebody, and clinic workers were trying to like grab him or something. So now they're being charged with obstructing the law. I mean, this idea that they are perpetrating that ICE is not a legitimate government entity is just stupid. Of course they are. I mean,
that's one of the problems is when people ask them, they don't show anything. So just like any other, when the police come in there or anybody comes in, they usually have a warrant or something to show. And from what I'm hearing now, I've never had to deal with it. They don't show anything. Their faces are covered. So I can understand people not wanting them just to run in. Like they need to do a better job at what they're doing. Then that brings up the other question. If these dudes are so official, why do they have to cover themselves up?
Because they're being doxxed.
And it's just, to me, I can understand where people are coming from. Right now, if someone busted in your house with a mask on and you're like, what are you doing? Who are you? I'm pretty sure you'd want to know something about who are you coming in here, right?
Of course, of course I would, but whether some of the people know that ICE is after them. I mean, they're being doxxed. That's why they have their faces covered.
Yeah, but it's still, there's people that do fraud. They can start having people faking like
I know,
that. And you would never know. And then to come into a place of work, of business, and then just come in there to arrest, you can't. That's what I'm saying. They're not doing it right.
They're not, but trying to like physically prevent them is also.
You don't know who they are. I'm not going to let someone just run in on me right now. I don't care if they look like ICE. If someone came here,
these were clinic workers.
But it's still. So you just going to let somebody just run in there? You don't know who they are?
I think they were pretty sure it was ICE. I mean, I'm talking about not that it's not.
I don't totally agree with that, because it makes it too easy for anybody just to go up in anywhere and just do what they want to do, and you don't know anything. They need to show something. They need to have a warrant. They need to show their face. They have badges. They need to show their badge. They need to show something.
They have badges.
So I mean, to me, just running up in the stuff is just not, to me, it's not acceptable. I agree with what they did. I would try to stop them too. I ain't gonna let just people run in on me. That's just crazy.
Try and like physically prevent them from taking someone?
Heck yeah, I don't know who you are. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think in some cases it's pretty obvious that it's ICE.
That's you, man. That's crazy to me. Ain't nobody. I'm telling you this. If I'm with a group of friends and they try to take one of us, I'm jumping in and gonna figure out, hey, if you're gonna take this person, we need to see something. We need to understand what's happening.
Yeah, Yeah,
I'm gonna jump in. That's me. I'm not gonna just. That's just crazy. That's what I'm saying. The whole way that this is being done is just not the right way of being done. I don't care how
well,
anybody says it.
you know, yeah, what they should be doing is trying to work it out, not claim that the entire thing is illegitimate. I mean, I don't like it either, but
And this is another thing that gets me is I get it. They say, well, Obama and Biden during their regime, they were doing the same thing. They would have, they would have immigrants deported, yada yada. But as you see, they did it in a way that it wasn't. It didn't seem as scrutinized. This way that they're doing it is literally to me like it violates people. It's just not a good way of doing it.
it's not. And they should be trying. They should be trying, and they should be trying to work on that issue instead of just trying to fight it, because you're not going to win.
They're not. They're not going to win. Wasn't there a mayor or something that stopped them too, or some mayor? But she got fired. There was some mayor in either San Diego or L.A.
I mean, I can't.
It was a lady. I remember
there was a member of Congress,
or maybe, and she said, yeah. But anyway, I don't know. It's just I get it. And when people just come running around with masks, that's crazy.
Well, it is, but they're being doxxed.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I hate to say it. It's your job. You got to show a warrant. You got to show something. You can't just.
Well, they show badges.
Yeah, but dude, I can go get a badge from a store waiting around Christmas time. Or
you can do
that. Give me a fake badge and show. Hey,
cops. It's the same with cops. Cops have badges. They don't have.
Yeah, but you can see their face.
Yeah, and
then with cops, if you ask them something, they have to tell you. If I say I need your badge number, your name and badge number, they have to tell you that. These dudes don't do that.
They don't have to show their badge.
That's what I've been seeing on TV. They don't do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening. They're not getting sued for it. But if a cop stops you, you can ask them for their badge and their name, and they're supposed to give it to you. And if they don't give it to you, and you go to jail for it, you can sue them.
They give you a badge number. I don't think they have to give you their name.
Well, they do. I've seen them. They ask for their name and badge number. That's what everybody asks for. And they'll say, oh, I'm Sergeant Jenkins, badge number 1027.
Yeah.
And they give them a name and number, and at least they're giving them something so they know who to bring. You can't just come up in a place all dressed down, no one even knows who you are, and just take people because people don't know who you are. That's
but you need to try and but our leaders should be trying to our leaders should be trying to work that out and not just try and, I mean, they're fighting everything Trump does and losing.
Well, I think they're fighting. I don't know if they're necessarily completely losing in that situation. I think they still are fighting him. I think if he would have handled it better, this is what I keep saying. If he would have made it more like they were cops, maybe if they would have came through, had warrants and stuff to show, it would be different than just going up on people. Because when you just run up on people, you're always going to have friction.
That's Trump. You got to work with what you have.
Nah, it's not going to work like that, though. People,
I mean, they should.
I get your point of it, but I'm telling you, people are going to keep fighting. It's never going to stop. If you're going to just run up on people and just start grabbing people, you're not giving them any information. Trust me. I honestly feel it's going to get worse. One day they're going to run up on people.
It is going to get worse because
they're going to get shot at. It's going to happen like that.
There's already been attack. Yeah, there's already been attacks. A lot of attacks on ICE agents. Yeah, and so, yeah. I mean, our leaders know they should be smarter and they should be calmer. Basically, they need to try and work out solutions. If they came in with an attitude, I mean, it's stupid if they're coming in and saying, ICE is illegitimate because they are a branch of government. They are law enforcement, whatever. They are legitimate. So how they should do it is work on work on getting them to behave differently. Don't just say, because all they're doing by fighting the entire thing is demonstrating to citizens that they should do that, and they shouldn't, because they will lose. I mean, if somebody broke into your house, you try and throw them out. If somebody broke into my house, I'd try and talk my way out of it, because I'm not going to win by trying.
You may not win, but the point is, you're still, even if you talk, you throw your way out of it. I'm not going to just go up and, you know what I'm saying? But if somebody runs in your house, you're not going to have time to just talk to them. If they're going to run up and grab you and just threaten to take you, they're not evident they're not trying to talk in the first place.
Well, you can't. I mean, I'm certainly going to try. I mean, if somebody breaks into the house, I mean, I would certainly try.
Because I mean, if you look at the situation, they rushed into a clinic, like you said, masked up, and I'm pretty sure they didn't say they had a warrant. They just went in there and just trying to be sneaky because they wanted to get whoever they were trying to get. But when you do that kind of stuff, it causes problems. I don't care. They will never win. It'll never be good doing that kind of stuff.
They are, because they're getting
some people, but I'm telling you, in the long run of this, it's going to get bad. It is what it is, but it's going to get bad if it hasn't gotten that bad already.
Well, it is, and it is bad, and leaders should be trying to solve the problem, not.
And we can't just always sit back and be like, well, it's Trump, so we got to just deal with it.
Excuse me, that is not what I'm saying.
But I'm saying that we can't say that all. We can't be like, well, we know we're dealing with Trump. We can't.
Well, you need to figure out how to deal with Trump.
They're gonna figure it out, and I'm trying to tell you, this is how defiance happens.
They're just fighting with him, and that just makes it worse.
It does. It makes it worse on both ends.
So I think that it should be their responsibility to try and calm stuff down.
And he should change some of his stuff too. And I hate to say it, we just because he acts a certain way, don't mean we can give him a pass either. He has to work it out too.
I am not. I'm saying.
I'm just saying the way you're saying it, it's like we should kneel to him and work with how he wants.
I am saying nothing of that sort.
It sounds like that a little bit.
Then you need to listen, because I'm saying that maybe it didn't make sense. I'm saying that you work with what you have, and that he's the president. They need to figure out how to work with him in order to try and improve the situation.
Exactly. And I think both ways. He should try to work with them too. It should go both ways.
Of course he should, but that's where I say he's Trump. I mean,
and see, that's where I say people are going to be people. So it's it's a no-win situation.
Well, yeah.
So people decide to jump in, but it has to be both. It can't be just one.
Well, if you well, yeah, but I mean, you only, I've talked myself out of difficult situations and by figuring out what will work with that person, basically. That's, there's situations where you don't, if you're in, that's what I'm saying. And it doesn't matter whether you think that they should be different, because that's not going to make anything change.
I'm just saying, when a person is doing something and they keep doing the same thing and it's not working, it's insanity.
So, well, it is.
But
we're stuck with them for a couple more years. They're stuck with them for a couple more years. And he loves to I mean, with somebody like that, I mean, um, like, yeah, he loves chaos. I just think that the way the leaders should be trying to de-escalate. Leaders should be trying, because everybody's crazy, riled up, and like, yeah, more people are going to die. And now they're trying to get laws through Congress to have special penalties for attacking an ICE agent.
Well, they're just gonna make it worse. Let's just make it worse.
Yeah, well, I would try and de-escalate the situation. That is just, like, in a way, it's if you think of Trump as a 3-year-old, which is not difficult to do, there's a way that you're gonna deal with a 3-year-old in order to accomplish your goal or whatever, and it's not gonna be by expecting them not to be a 3-year-old.
So let me ask you this: how would you have de-escalated the situation if that was your clinic and they just ran in there and wanted to take somebody? What would you have done?
Not put my hands on anyone, for one thing.
So you just let them run in and take whoever it is?
Of course not, but no, I mean, if you can't overthrow someone, don't put your hands on them. That just escalates them. Unless if you can't knock someone out, then don't touch them.
So you would just let them take that person?
Well, I wouldn't try and physically prevent them, because that's not going to help. Put it that way.
Let me ask you a question. So you would be okay if we were sitting somewhere, me, you, and a group of people, and some people just came and snatched you up, and we just said, "Oh, you know what? Don't take Anna. Please don't take her." And we just let them take you. You'd be okay with that?
Well, if it was,
what if I assumed it was ICE? What if they had their face covered, and I'm just like, well, maybe ICE wants her for a reason.
Saying, look, I'm talking about as individuals. I'm saying I am not going to put my hands on some. Let me finish what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm not going to put my hands on some great big person because that'll just make them more mad.
And I get that point, but is that what you would want people to do? Is let them take you?
I'm saying I would have, I don't know. I'm saying I don't know what I would have done in that situation, but putting my hands on people wouldn't, because it's just going to make it worse.
So you would be okay with them just taking you?
I did not say I would be okay.
Well, I mean, you just wouldn't want to do anything. You just want us to tell them to stop.
I wouldn't grab anybody. I'd be trying to talk to them. And
let's just say they weren't listening to you. They just come in and take you.
They're not going to
because they weren't listening to people. I've seen how it looks. They don't listen. They just come in and get who they need to get and go.
It doesn't mean that. And so you're gonna put your body in the way of them when you know that they're just gonna knock you out.
But my question is, so what are you supposed to do? Just let them take you? You would be okay with us letting them take you?
What would you do? What would you do if you were?
I'm gonna fight somebody, but they ain't gonna just take me for no reason.
What would you do if you were my size?
I would still fight back. They ain't gonna make it easy for them.
Okay.
I'm not gonna just talk. If they're gonna take me, they're touching me anyway. What's the difference?
Well, no, I was talking about the other people.
Well, I'm just saying either way it goes, they're touching you. Either way it goes, they're touching somebody. So at some point, for them to get off of you, the people would have to pull them off of you. So I see how you're saying it's not like just like a big brawl, but if they're coming to try to get you and nobody knows who these people are, and I hate to say it, we could just sit there and say, no, don't touch Anna. Just stop. But they're still going to take you because they know we're not going to touch you. But if we're sitting there blocking, there are times where there's sometimes people ain't going to want to touch you because there's too much resistance. And that's happened too. So I'd rather try to fight than to rather you get taken.
Yeah.
Of course, I would try to talk it out, but if I know that people are coming in with masks, that's kind of aggressive.
Okay, so
That's
you're
kind of.
saying you would try and like talk it out and stuff.
I would have told them,
I'm
"Hey,
saying
stop!
if
What's
you
going
might-
on?"
Yeah.
I mean, but if they're running in, like coming in, like I'm pretty sure they did in the clinic, it's not going to be enough time to tell them to stop or what are you doing here? They're probably going to just go in there and take what they need to take.
We don't know what happened before that video, for one thing. We don't know what happened. I've seen the same video as you, and it's just a clip.
And you're right. I've only gone by what I heard. I heard they pretty much just go and just grab people. It's not really too much conversation with it, from what I'm hearing. And I haven't seen one yet with conversation. I just seen them just
because people don't post that part.
So you've actually seen that part?
I'm saying that we don't know what else happened. We only see what people posted. And most of the time when, people choose what they're going to post.
Okay.
And so, no, we don't know the whole picture. And yeah, we don't know what they tried before. We don't know what the guys said before. I mean, I think if you're, what are you willing to go to jail for? What are you willing to go to jail for yourself? If you're gonna, are you gonna would you rather, do you think it's better to go to jail yourself than continue taking care of your patients?
Depends on the situation.
Well, it does.
It depends on who it is. Like I said, I don't know who they went in there to get. And I don't know, man. I get the patients. I mean, the patients need help, but if they're just going to keep coming in, taking employees or taking people up, and we don't know why or what the reason is, man, I'm backing up my friends. I'm backing people up. So
yeah,
I don't
we don't
know
what happened before that bit of it. And
I know you gave me a what if, and I'm just saying you gave me something about if we had work to do, and we don't know what happened, but
well, yeah, I mean, I'm saying that, like, so far as I think it was one of the doctors and a nurse, or maybe they were both nurses. I mean, they're looking at jail time now.
That's because they tried to stop them from taking somebody. But like I said, I don't know what to say. If it's a situation and they just run in on people, they're going to be putting a lot of people in jail.
What happened. Yeah.
We don't know either way.
Yeah, we don't. And we don't know what they tried to do before, but leaders should try to work things out. That's what that's what politics is. That's like politicking is trying to come up with solutions to solve problems. And that is what they should be doing.
I agree.
You work with what you've got, hey, if you hate your boss, are you going to be like, it's this, you need
your boss has to be right too. And then just because they're your boss don't make them right either.
Well, no, but if you got a boss that you kind of, depending on the circumstance, there's, you're making a decision about your job and all of that. And so, yeah, so that is basically how I would look at it with the president. He's a known quantity, we know what he's like. We know what he's done. Our leaders should be trying to work on stuff like how it's going to happen, whatever, the masks, the ID, all of that. They should be trying to solve the problems, basically. They're just escalating it. And, I think they're just making everybody more scared and anxious. And that means, that just means more people being hurt and more people being scared and more kids being scared. It's not that believe me, it's not that I like Trump. I just don't like most of the Democrats either. It's not that I like Trump. It's that I don't like a lot of the Democrat leaders.
And I get that. I mean, even on both ways. I just don't like whatever way he's doing this. And like I said, they talked about Obama and Biden. They did the same thing, but they were able to do it in a way that it seemed like it was more secretive. It wasn't like it is now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I don't understand is why you have to do it in this like Nazi type way. It's just weird to me.
Yeah.
There's better ways to do it. And like I said, most people do not like people just rushing in their property or just rushing up on them without knowing anything. It don't work. It never works.
Oh.
And so that's what I think the problem is that we're running into is they're coming in, nobody knows who they are, and if they are true ICE people, whoever they are, they need to have something to show who they are.
Yeah. It's real. I was there were hearings in Congress this past week that I was watching about children that were separated because all these children came in during the Biden administration that were trafficked, and so there's like 650,000 missing children from the past 4 years, and yeah. So, and I know that there's no good answers, but listen, I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean, I read the Jake Tapper book, which is about what a mess Biden was for years. And, so it certainly explains why nothing ever happened with the border because he was comatose practically, And so, yeah, it basically shows because, yeah, we were talking about this and you were saying who was running the country. It was his wife, his son, his chief of staff, his sister, and maybe like 2 or 3 other people. We'll have to pick this up next week because it is
definitely.
It's just so fucking hard to find out what's really happening. It's crazy.
I know. It's just so much happening. That's what it
is. Yeah. Yeah. That is one thing. I don't even know what the fuck is happening with my computers being weird about opening, but yeah, I'll have some more Medi stuff for us next week too.
That'll work.
Okay. Thanks everybody.
All right. Anna's Global History Radio.